And we continue now with our great American panel. All right, we look at the polls. We see for the first time Barack Obama, Zogby, Rasmussen now below 50%. His presidential index on Rasmussen, a daily tracking, the lowest poll it's ever been at -11. And one of the biggest numbers is about health care. Now voters by a pretty substantial 9-point margin oppose the plan that is put out there by Congress in its current form.
We need a change in health care by a certain extent, but they talk about we want to save money. We want to save money. I don't hear a thing about tort reform. I had a headache. Went to the doctor. 9 different tests. They said, no more. We got to run more tests. Why? Because they're afraid of being sued for lawsuit. So you get all these expensive tests you have to do. Then the next thing that happens is the insurance go up. Then they have to pay $250,000. I don't hear one thing about tort reform. Then I hear about, why doesn't Congress have the same health care as they're trying to get us to? The unions, the president, everybody else. There's only 2 things you have to worry about. You're healthy or you're sick. You're healthy, nothing to worry about. Sick, 2 things. You're going to get better, you're going to die. You're going to get better, you don't have anything to worry about. You're going to die, you're going to go to heaven, you're going to go to hell. If you're going to heaven, nothing to worry about. If you're going to die, you better get good doctors and a second opinion.
I'm ready to face Purdue.
Other than that, I don't feel real strong.
I'm ready to face Purdue after that speech.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Tort reform that I don't.
I'm headed out on the field with Doug. I'm there. Even Powers was shaking her head.
I don't hear anything about tort reform.
No, I think that that's a really fair issue. I think that that's something that is not going to get addressed, unfortunately, for political reasons. And I think that that's a real problem.
But this is a problem. And I read all the thing about, well, I'm not going to vote for it because it's going to hurt my election or something. Nonsense. What's in the best interest of the country? What's in the best interest? How about getting together and say, what's in the best interest of the country?
They didn't even want the country to read the stimulus bill. They wanted people to read cap and tax. They don't want people to even... He wanted this bill done in 2 weeks, and he hadn't even read the bill.
Let me tell you what this Congress done. In 50 days, $1 billion an hour, 24 hours a day they have spent. Now, I want to tell you, there's nothing wrong with making money, Kirsten, as long as you make it honestly, spend it wisely, and are judicious.
You are the only person that has ever totally silenced her.
I mean, there isn't anything wrong with it, and I don't mind paying taxes, but don't waste our tax money. If I pay taxes, I read all this graft and everything. It's nonsense.
CBO numbers, another blow to Obamacare. Because you know what? They're saying that everything the White House is telling us, they're saying is not true. Everything that they are telling us is factually inaccurate by the gold standard CBO office.
Oh, yeah, the gold standard CBO that nobody listened to when they said the Iraq war was going to be too expensive.
No. But this is the same CBO that people like Pete Domenici and John Kasich work with to get a balanced budget with your buddy Clinton.
I will cite the CBO. I'm just saying that conservatives were very dismissive of it around the Iraq war when they said how much it was going to cost. And I think it's a serious issue. There is no, first of all, one bill to even look at, and there's a lot of disagreement. You have the Blue Dog Democrats who are holding it up. So there's a bipartisan opposition to it, and I think that it's not in its current form probably what it needs to be.
And Sean, to go back to the polling numbers that you were talking about earlier, the American people really like Obama, but what we've seen more and more is they don't like what he's doing. And there's no better example of that than health care right now. His numbers are dropping every day because of it. And I'll give props to my old friend Michael Steele, who's been dogged about it. Eric Cantor, Mitch McConnell, the Republicans have put alternatives together and have really been fighting on this. And meanwhile, the Democrats are a House divided and a Senate divided amongst themselves.
All right, let me go to Governor Palin. Last time I checked, her approval ratings are way higher than Chris Dodd, than Harry Reid, than Nancy Pelosi, than congressional Democrats. Coach, is it that the American people are so jaded by wimpy politicians, they see an act of political courage, she steps down for the good of the people of Alaska, and every prediction in the media was this is a bad deal. Every poll showed most people thought she didn't lose any support within the Republican ranks.
Yeah, but I think decisions have ramifications. Her decision to step down, I don't like it, the fact she ran away from something, but that's her decision. And the people will have the final say on it. I can't tell.
But her argument was, they're giving me one ethics complaint after another. It's bankrupting the state. It's bankrupting me personally. I can't get anything done. Politics, as usual, is killing her ability to do her job.
I respect her for what she did. She made a decision, difficult decision. Everybody needs 4 things in their life or you have a void. Everybody needs something to do, someone to love, something to hope for, something to believe in. And she believes in this very, very strongly. So Go after it.
I would just like to say I did not predict that it was a bad decision. I actually didn't think it was going to have a negative impact on her. So
you have actually defended her a little bit. Because you're from Alaska, and you've been a little bit more honest than other Democrats. She has been brutally, unfairly, viciously attacked almost on a daily basis.
I'm not a big fan of her. I wouldn't vote for her, but I do think that the ethics complaints were mostly bogus, and I do think that she was going to continue to get attacked.
Attacks against her children, attacks against her looks.
I think that she's in that rare kind of similar to Obama in a way.
She's a rock star.
She occupies an area. Yes, she occupies an area where she can kind of do what she wants.
I think liberals are afraid of her.
People forget that when she was nominated, she gave the McCain campaign the best 2 weeks they had, the real only lead they had. I would say that there's no more dynamic speaker in the Republican Party, with the possible exception, I'm assuming that you're a Republican, than the gentleman sitting at my left, because he will rally the crowd like nobody else.
I'm a TV analyst.
You are a TV. You're also a great coach.
TV, you just talk to you, think of something to say.
Coach, by the way, Lou Holtz just signed my football right there. We're on with Joe Gibbs. And that is all the time we have left this evening. As always, thank you for being with us.